She was in the middle of the bridge, and I saw her. When I saw her, she was straight up. I think she said, I don't know if she's still alive.
They set out for adventure, dreaming of ancient cities, breathtaking views, and stories to tell for a lifetime. But for some travelers, Europe became the backdrop for an ending no one could have imagined.
You should not be able to chase a man down and beat him to death and then not go to jail and serve jail time. So that's all I have to say.
These aren't travel myths. They're chilling true stories of vacations turned fatal. Brace yourself for the most bizarre tourist deaths in Europe. He came for adventure. A summer in Malta, sun, sea, and the dramatic Dingley Cliffs. But 17-year-old Mike Mansholt never made it home. What happened to him remains one of Europe's most baffling tourism mysteries. In July 2016, the German teen, a fit cyclist with dreams of aviation school, vanished while exploring Malta's rugged cliffs. For days, there was only silence. Then, 8 days later, his decomposed body was discovered at the base of the cliffs, his mountain bike hanging in a bush above him. But the scene made no sense. Mike's backpack, phone, wallet, and GoPro camera, gone without a trace. His bike showed only minor damage, not the destruction you'd expect from a deadly fall. Most baffling, both Maltese and German autopsies found no broken bones, no trauma, not even a single fracture. And the darkest twist? When his body was returned to Germany, almost all his internal organs were missing: heart, brain, lungs, liver, and more. Only a few remained. Maltese officials claimed animals had eaten them, but German doctors found no evidence of this. The body wasn't even embalmed as required. Authorities closed the case, calling it a tragic accident. But Mike's father has never accepted the official story, haunted by unanswered questions and a sense of official indifference. Years later, the mystery only deepens. What really happened to Mike Mansholt on that Maltese cliffside trail? Some mysteries don't fade, they only grow darker with time. He traveled to Greece for a photo shoot, a celebration of new beginnings. But by dawn, Bakari Henderson was gone, his life stolen in seconds by a mob of strangers. It was July 2017. 22-year-old Bakari, an aspiring entrepreneur and recent University of Arizona graduate, had come to Zakynthos, famed for its turquoise waters and wild nightlife, to launch his clothing brand. In the bustling bar scene of Laganas, one moment sparked a nightmare. A selfie with a waitress, that's all it took. A man, reportedly Serbian, objected to her talking to Bakari, allegedly making a racist remark. Suddenly, Bakari became the target of explosive violence. Surveillance footage shows him fleeing the bar, chased by a group of men. In less than 30 seconds, he was tackled, punched, kicked, and beaten by at least 8 assailants, left with fatal head injuries. The brutality shocked Greece and the world. Yet, despite video evidence, the legal process dragged on.
You should not be able to chase a man down and beat him to death and then not go to jail and serve jail time. So that's all I have to say.
In 2018, 6 men were convicted, not of murder, but of deliberate bodily harm, with sentences from 5 to 15 years. Some have since been released. No one was held fully accountable for murder. Bakari's family is left with grief, outrage, and a single unshakable question. How does a night out turn into a death sentence for a young dreamer so far from home? Seeking Highland tranquility, 67-year-old Wisconsin professor Patrick McGuire checked into Glengarry Castle Hotel near Invergary in April 2019. Late one night, he slipped outside alone to smoke and snap photos. When he failed to return, his wife Anne searched the grounds and found a nightmare. A Victorian cast-iron garden bench had toppled backward, its 72-kilogram frame pinning Patrick's neck against a wall and forcing his chin to his chest. Unable to breathe or cry for help, he died of positional asphyxiation at a spot designed for rest. Investigators learned the bench had been balanced on wooden blocks to stop it sinking into rain-softened soil, a makeshift measure missed during safety checks. The hotel admitted fault, was fined £14,000, and replaced every bench. Patrick didn't perish on a cliff or rode abroad. He was crushed by the seat meant to cradle him. Sylvia Reichel just wanted the perfect shot, one photo to capture her dream trip to Seville. But the 23-year-old Polish medical student never got to see how that picture turned out. On a warm October evening in 2014, Sylvia climbed onto the narrow ledge of Seville's Puente de Triana, a spot famous for its stunning views over the Guadalquivir River. Tourists flock there for photos, but Sylvia's quest for the ultimate selfie turned tragic. She lost her balance and plunged nearly 50 feet, landing on the concrete footings below. Emergency responders found her critically injured but alive, sparking a brief glimmer of hope. But hours later, she died in the hospital from her injuries. Authorities explained that while the bridge itself is safe, climbing onto its narrow ledges is extremely dangerous, a risk Sylvia tragically underestimated. Her mother would later call the trip Sylvia's dream adventure. Instead, it ended as a somber warning echoed around the world. Sometimes the last photo really is taken too close to the edge. Sylvia's story became a chilling example of the dangers behind the pursuit of the perfect selfie, reminding travelers everywhere that no photo is worth your life. She was simply walking down the street, sunlight hitting cobblestones, the buzz of scooters, the aroma of espresso and street food swirling in the air. Then, in one sudden, senseless moment, tragedy struck. The story goes, a tourist in Naples' bustling Spanish quarter, enjoying a romantic evening, is killed when a small decorative statue falls from a balcony above, striking her on the head. The culprit, according to rumors, was a young teenager. Witnesses recall the confusion, the blood on the sidewalk, the desperate rush to the hospital. The aftermath? A city left in shock. Police investigating whether it was a prank, an accident, or something darker. Yet despite the vividness of this tale, there are no official records or news reports confirming its occurrence. Chiara Giaconis, the supposed victim, does not appear in any public accounts, and no scholarship in her name has been reported. Sometimes stories like these, whether cautionary tales or urban legends, remind us that in the safest moments, danger can still fall from above. Tragedy doesn't need a warning sign. For these travelers, what began as a getaway ended in unthinkable ways, through chance, chaos, and cruel timing. Have you ever experienced something unsettling while traveling? Something that made you think twice? Let us know in the comments. And if this video made your jaw drop, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's always planning their next trip. We've got more chilling travel tragedies and strange real-life stories coming soon. Thank you for watching.